If Bellator 301 was the final event of the Bellator that we've come to know, then boy, oh boy, what a way to go out. Because you have Jason Jackson play spoiler and dethrone the undefeated Yaroslav Amosov, and Patchy Mix continues to run through the bantamweight division. But with the future of the organization in question, what does this all mean? Coming into Bellator 301, we had one of the most dominant champions in the organization in Yaroslav Amosov. 27-0, 8-0 in Bellator, had looked pretty much flawless in all of his victories. And then last night at this event in Chicago, Illinois, Jason Jackson lives up to the nickname of the ass kicking machine and knocked out the undefeated Amosov to become the new welterweight champion of the world, has now increased his win streak to 7 in a row. He was number 2 coming into this. Now he holds the title around his waist. But for what? What is the future of Bellator? And that's the discussion of this quick recap that you're getting today, because there's only so many takeaways and projections to make when we don't even know what's to come in the future in 2024. Now, I had seen a tweet on Friday night during the card from Chris Cyborg saying that she is fighting Leah McCourt in 2024, that this is not the end of Bellator. However, there was nothing officially confirmed ever by Bellator for the 2024 calendar. They've been like retweeting a lot of accounts in the MMA Twitter community, posting throwbacks from the organization's history. It all just seems a little weird to me. Again, there's no event coming up in December. There's no, big announcements made officially by the company, by PR or anything like that, even from Scott Coker himself. So the only tweet we have to base off of that Bellator may still be around in 2024 is from Chris Cyborg saying she's going to fight Leah McCourt in Ireland. Then went on to add to that thread and promote a boxing fight that she's having next. So take that all with a grain of salt. You can't take away here what Jason Jackson did. He was a plus 340 underdog coming into this fight. Not many people, including myself, thought that he was going to be able to get the job done against someone in Amosov who has just been so good, so clean, so precise, just such a very technically prowess style of fighter. And, Jason had so many decision wins in a row. People tend to sleep on fighters when they're not getting finishes and having exciting performances. But he did everything he had to do to earn this opportunity, and then he takes it, gets the knockout, plays spoiler, becomes the new champion of the world. That's when the finishes mattered the most. And he did that to silence all of the doubters, silenced me even. This was a very surprising way to end the night. And you look at the resume that he's quietly built over these last 5 fights. Benson Henderson, Neiman Gracie, Paul Daly, Douglas Lima, and now Amosov to become the champion. What a night for Jason Jackson. My hat is off to you, my friend. At only 33 years old, he's right in those prime years, hence why he is on a 7-fight win streak right now. He's coming into his all, and I just hope that it's not all happening at the wrong time professionally for him. If Bellator does go by the wayside, again, we just have to keep monitoring this situation. Is it going to be PFL, overtaking Bellator, purchasing Bellator, merging all of these fighters in? Is it going to be a completely different body? Is Bellator just going to be nothing and all of these fighters on the roster become free agents? Time will tell. And then the co-main event of the evening, Patchy Mix has done it. He has reached the epitome of the bantamweight division. He was the interim champion coming in and submits Sergio Pettis, the current undisputed champion, if you will, to become the true bantamweight champion of the world, the undisputed champion. I guess I can't call Sergio the undisputed, even though he was the real champion. Yeah, Patchy Mix is that guy. To me, I think Patchy Mix right now, currently sitting, is the face of Bellator. I think he is the best fighter in the promotion. I think he has the most momentum of any fighter in the promotion. You mix that in with the name value. You mix that in with the weight class that he's having to do all of this amazing stuff in. 4 straight submission victories, 7 or 8 fight win streak now. Only 1 loss in his career, and it's against a former champion in Juan Archuleta. Patchy Mix is the best fighter in Bellator, and he may be the best bantamweight in the world, despite what promotion you are looking at. Imagine Patchy Mix will get that opportunity to compete in the PFL or in the One Championship or in the granddaddy of them all, the UFC, and fighting against guys like Sean O'Malley, Aljamain Sterling, Henry Cejudo. Can you just imagine the matchups and the possibilities and the hype behind a lot of those? Because, as I said in the preview of this card, there are people in Bellator that have the rightful claim to be in the discussion for the best fighters in the world in their weight class. Amosov was one of them. He did just lose to Jason Jackson. Jason Jackson now enters that conversation, but so is Patchy Mix. And 135 pounds is the best weight class in MMA, promotion through promotion, in my opinion. It's the most stacked, it's the most youthful, it's the most fresh, it is the best. And he has shown that he is the best of the best in Bellator. And you look at the skills that he has, the physique that he has. He's a long rangey guy for the weight class. He is a unique breed of fighter, and he very well could be the best 135-pound fighter in the world. And I would love to see him get tested against the other best in the world to prove himself, to really show that Bellator over all of these years has had a plethora of great talent. We haven't got to see a ton of them make that transition over to the UFC. It's usually the other way around. Obviously, Michael Chandler comes to fresh in mind. He's been in the top 5 ever since he entered into the UFC, and he's still fighting ranked competition every fight that he's ever had since then. I think Patchy Mix could very well do the same thing, be thrown right into the mix of a top 10, top 5 opponents in Bellator or in the UFC, excuse me, and he could absolutely compete with the best of those guys. But give me all of your thoughts. Please give me your predictions. What do you think is going to happen with Bellator? Truthfully, are they done? Are they getting merged with the PFL, bought by the PFL, if you will? Is all of these fighters going to just flow right in to another organization? If Bellator is just done completely and nobody's purchasing them, all of these fighters are now free agents. Which of them would you be most excited to see transition right into the UFC? For me, it's 100% Patchy Mix, as we just discussed. I think he could absolutely hang with the big dogs in the UFC, compete with them, and beat them, and dare I say, even become a UFC champion. He is that damn good. 30 years old, right in the middle of his prime, surging right now, beating all of these great competition, all of these great opponents, including Sergio Pettis now at this point. Give me all your thoughts on that, what you want to see for Bellator. If this is the end of the road for them as an organization, what are your favorite memories? What are your favorite fights? What are your favorite fighters in Bellator history? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss a recap, a preview, fight news, or MMA announcements. And I'll see you in the next video on the channel. Likely we'll be recapping Brendan Allen and Paul Craig over in the UFC Apex, UFC Vegas 82. Catch you there.